On today's news, we are going to talk about Fiston Mayele and the latest on him coming to Kaizer Chiefs. Also going to talk about Mduduzi Mdantsane and where he is headed after Kaizer Chiefs. We are also going to talk about what Bruce Vuma has said about Itumeleng Khune, criticizing him. And we're not going to end there because we're going to talk about the contract negotiations for Njabulo Blom and another thing. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. So Fiston Mayele, umdlali Pyramids, who will hopefully help eliminate Orlando Pirates from the CAF Champions League tomorrow in Egypt. So Mayele has a contract with Pyramids which runs until June 2026 next year. And he's 30, so by the time that happens, he would have turned 31. But that's not the subject of conversation here. The subject of conversation is the fact that he's a goal scorer who has played under Nazruddin Nabi, very powerful, very pacey, and the pressure that he puts, he's basically what Morris is, but he scores way more goals, right? Because he's also very mobile when it comes to actually scoring goals, not just putting pressure on defenders. And his expiring contract, his contract is expiring next year. And since the Pyramid sees that there are teams like Kaizer Chiefs who are sniffing around and they want to come and sign him, they have now apparently offered him a 2-year extension on his contract, and on top of that they want him to stay, obviously, because the 2-year contract will then see him not just stay until 2026 but to 2028. And usually how these things work, there's usually an option to extend somewhere there. So now the question is, with the Pyramids being known up north as one of those, what do they call them, Man City of Egypt, because apparently they don't have fans. So they're like Sundowns of Egypt. But we're not there. Where we are, however, is the fact that they pay. They pay well. And I think it's going to be very difficult for him to say no to that contract. So with that being said, I then hope that Kaizer Chiefs are not just putting all their eggs in one basket, but they're actually looking around for alternatives. Which then brings us to what Itumeleng Khune said about Vuma and how Vuma has responded to that. So Khune said that I feel like Bruce Vuma did not listen to my advices that I shared with him when we had Kaizer Chiefs. And context for those of you who did not watch that other video, Khune basically was saying that he went to Ronwen Williams when they were Bafana and he told him, listen bro, we're not here to make friends. You are here to make me better and I'm here to make you better. So that advice, that very same advice that he shared with Williams to say, get better, compete with me. Don't be like, oh, you are Khune, so I'm just your second. I'm second in line after you. This says that Vuma did not take the same approach that Williams then took to say that, okay, listen, I'm going to try and compete with Khune instead of trying to be his friend. And then Vuma responded in the most mature way possible. I'm actually impressed. I'm going to put down the mic now and do this. Yeah, he did a good job because his response is, what was said was said. And the nice thing is, Uti, before that he says, I appreciate what Khune has done for me, appreciate what Khune has done for the club. You know, he's just responded with so much grace. And there wasn't, Khune can go touch himself or something. He didn't. Like, if he had said the same thing about Utuba was going to come out and say he's talking BS. But Vuma, even though I'm sure he was hurt by this thing that was said by Khune, he did not come out and even reveal that this is hateful or whatever. No, he just says, he said what he said, and I'm okay with that. Like, that has given me more respect for Bruce Vuma. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, do make sure to subscribe to the channel. Which then brings us to Ashley Dupree. Because Dupree has proven me right, I'm going to quote him word for word, verbatim. When we go to play against Sundowns or Pirates, we are motivated and want to win. But when we face the so-called smaller teams, we don't. Monday, I made a video about the mentality of the players. I made a video that other time about the mentality of the players. I made a video on Saturday after they drew with Cheaper about the mentality of the players. And now to pray. confirming what all of us have already been thinking. These guys just don't have the same hunger for every game. Bona, they think the only important thing is winning the derby, is winning against Pirates. And the funny thing is, what is said, the mentality of being a small team right now, we're thinking like a small team. We celebrate a lot more when Pirates lose compared to us when we win. Don't know if you've noticed that. Like if Chiefs wins, I do interviews, and I'm going to do interviews even this weekend against Marumo Gallants. We will beat Marumo Gallants, right? And then we beat Marumo Gallants. What's the next thing we talk about? Pirates, you are next. Why are we thinking about Pirates? Why can't we just celebrate, okay, we just beat a team that also plays in the top flight, or we're playing a game in the top flight? Because I know I'm about to make a video. After making this video, I'm making a video of the match preview of Chiefs and Gallants. But the comments will be filled with oh Pirates, because it's like yonke into esicabanga ngayo, even us as fans, it's just Pirates and Sundowns, almost as if we're obsessed with them, and we don't focus on, is our team actually beating everyone else? Because if we're beating everyone else and losing just to Pirates and Sundowns, yes, that would be painful, but where would we be in the league, right? Because we'd be beating every other team. Teams that are beating Abo Pirates, Gallants, for example, we go out to beat them. We beat, what's this team? In Polokwane City, they beat Sundowns earlier on in the season. Gallants beat Pirates. You understand? So you can even think those 4 matches, the home and away fixtures against Pirates and Sundowns, we draw one, we then lose the other 2 away games. I know. It's not like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that relevant. It's just about breaking. But in the positioning on the log table, it means nothing. The 3 points also Utola Amaslala Nemarumo Gallants is the same 3 points that we get against Sundowns. It's just that because of pride, we want to beat Sundowns as well, which is good if we're thinking about, okay, this is another 3 points. But if we're thinking, oh, this is Sundowns, then we've lost the plot. Tutuzim Tanzane was on loan at, what's the name of the team? Richards Bay. And these things are just not working. And right now, his contract with Chiefs ends in 2026. And what is happening right now, Chiefs are faced with a conundrum, because they have to decide, are we going to basically play Tanzane? Are we going to release him, or are we going to loan him out? And apparently Sekhukhune United are like waiting in the shadows, and they're like, yeah, if they don't release him, we can get him on a loan. If they release him, we sign him. So be ready for him to go there, because we see that Sekhukhune, one thing that they are doing, they are getting these ababadlali njengabomlambo and even abombule nabo going there, and a few other good players who have gone there. So they are attracting some good players. And then we end with this story that I did not see coming, because, and it's going to confirm my what's the word? I just forgot the word. My conspiracy theory. Well, not mine. Some people have commented with this conspiracy theory, and it's this: that Unjabulo Blom has been playing bad on purpose because he did not want to perform well and go back to St. Louis. Because now, I just read another report which I doubt, that says that Chiefs have prepared a 2-year extension for Unjabulo Blom. To the current, his contract with Chiefs, which is a loan, ends now in June, and then he can go back to St. Louis in December, now in June, and then December his contract is expiring. So what is happening now? Chiefs want to extend his contract by 2 years, and yeah, there's also a further year on top of that. And I think that's a safe way, because if Kugut it's true, I completely understand why they're giving him 2 years and not 5 years. Because if this is a dip in form because he fell out of love with football because of things that happened when he was in America, I completely get it. But if it's because his form is really gone, he will never recover, which is very rare, he's only 25, then they know that it's just 2 years. He's not going to play next season, then he's not going to play this coming season, and then that other season they can even try and loan him out and maybe even try to sell him, So 2 years is a safe, because they can't give him 1 year, right? It would feel disrespectful to him. Kanti, if they give him 2 years and then he performs in the season that's gonna start, they can then look at when he's on his second contract before they can trigger the option to extend. They can just give him a new contract altogether, right? So I think this is a good strategy by Chiefs, and I hope that Bloom is suffering so much this season because of what happened at St. Louis, but next season he recovers, because imagine Bloom and Mayele in midfield. Damn it. What do you guys think? Do you think Bloom should be given a contract extension? Do let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals al pelo moya.